Peace, family. Peace. Family, come on in. It's been a while. I kind of want to talk this. People have been speaking about it for a while, and I kind of want to touch on it right about now. Atheism, theism, pantheism. I myself am a pantheist. Okay. We have people who are theists, that believe in a God concept, and we have people that don't believe in a God concept. Yo, Johan, what's up? Darren, Jury, what's up? Perfect in Giddy, what's up? I want to kind of touch on it because there are different schools of thought out there. Afternoon, everyone. Afternoon. Different schools of thought. I want to know what you guys think about either. I'm going to try and give you guys a different, take on what pantheism is, according to myself. There are a few pantheist systems, but I can kind of give you guys a little bit more insight into pantheism. Some people are theists, some people believe in a God, some people don't, you know what I'm saying? But what is best? What is like a better system do we think as a family to go into the future with, like to go forward with? Some people say going forward as a theist is the way, because obviously you're going to be going forward into into heaven, into the better, the afterlife, all this kind of stuff. Theists say that, atheists say that theists needs to prove that. Me as a pantheist though, what is pantheism? So pantheism is like system that says if there is a divine, right, everything must be encompassed within that divine, because everything is interconnected. Now, there are spooky types of pantheism, and then there are more scientific types of pantheism. I tend to go down the more scientific route. Neil deGrasse Tyson, myself, kind of for me myself, kind of solidified the reason why I would be more of a pantheist. And I saw a lecture of Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about the universe, right, and what exists as part of the universe, and how everything in the universe, is literally stardust. As human beings are literally stardust from the stars, and that's scientific, and that kind of deals with it kind of feeds into my pantheist way of viewing things, like everything is connected. So if everything has always existed, as I've spoken about on a couple of occasions, everything has always existed in one way, shape, or form. Okay, it takes different forms. Energy transforms from one form to another. We know this scientifically. My pantheist view says everything is everything. Brother Neil, everything is actually everything else, just in a different way, shape, or form. And so if we're talking about divinity, that would mean everything is essentially divine. Essentially, because it is the essence of everything. Johan says, do you believe in being buried or cremated? I haven't even thought about that, That's a good question. I haven't even thought about that. Do I want to be cremated or buried? I don't know. I gotta ask my family about that, so like my pantheism is essentially the system that says everything's interconnected, everything is quote unquote divine. You can't say nothing's divine, right? If nothing's divine, then there is no, there cannot be a divine, that is separate from everything else, okay? You cannot be separate from the quote unquote divine. Everything is quote unquote divine, and even the word divine or divinity and what people find divine can be subjective. So I totally understand who may or may not get pantheism. However, it's a system I choose to follow. I've had no real problem with atheists. Atheists can say we don't need a divine, blah, blah, blah. It's totally cool with me. You know, my divine is not like some anthropomorphic God. You know, I would be divine. So would you be. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no anthropomorphic God um, that, you know, is hovering over the universe that's going to, like, tell people what to do and all this kind of stuff. Nah. And they ain't got time for that. I would be divine. You would be divine. So in my system, if I see you as myself, then I know how I want to be treated, you know? And so if I see you as myself and I know how I want to be treated, I know how to treat another human being accordingly, according to my my way of being, my philosophy. So, you know, that will go down to the animal life, down to the plant life. They will be connected to me in one way, shape, or form because we live in a symbiotic relationship. I need the animals need me. The plant life, you know, I need the plant life. So in turn, I treat the plant life with respect, you know. I treat the animals with respect because we are one and the same. We have a symbiotic relationship. A lot of older systems had this kind of philosophy, had this kind of thinking, and I think specifically Abrahamic religions kind of removed the thought processes that made people see themselves in a symbiotic relationship with nature, because human beings fail to realize that we are also part of nature. Okay, like we are also part of nature. We came from nature. Nature is us, and we are natural to this earth. Okay, so we are actually part of nature, and if we don't treat the earth and treat ourselves as part of nature, then okay, we're riding down a slippery slope, you know. So that is my version of pantheism. You can go into different types of pantheism, but that's generally the I kind of gravitate towards systems that would allow me to see everything in a symbiotic relationship or as quote unquote divine. That would be, you know, my way of viewing things. Nature cycles, life equals God, says Brother Neil. I hear you. Um, depending on the context, I'm an atheist. I hear you. Michael Allen says, Sarah Garvey, do you deny the existence of God because of the idea of race or religion, or because you haven't witnessed strong enough proofs for a deity? I simply do not believe in a God because there is no evidence, no proofs for a God, no significant ones. We have a lot of hearsay, okay? We have a lot of people saying stuff. We have a lot of people claiming stuff, but no God yet. You know, I'm still waiting on God to turn up. You know, a lot of people waiting on Jesus to turn up. He ain't turned up yet. So yeah, there's no real evidence for a God concept, especially in the Abrahamic sense, you know, which is like some, you know, some eye watcher, you know, it's like, oh, I've got the all-seeing eye, I'm gonna watch everything, while not doing anything, you know, like I don't really subscribe to that kind of concept. Sarah, does believing in a religion slow down the process of worldwide unification of a stronger African unity, black unity? Michael Allen, I'll say this. It is no surprise and it is no secret that Abrahamic religions came into Africa and divided Africa now into you know, half of Africa can be, you know, Muslim, half can be Christian. We do know that Muslims and Christians generally don't like one another. They generally think you got the wrong God, you're doing it wrong, I'm doing it right. So it did definitely cause a division between people. I would not subscribe to an Abrahamic religion because I can see the division within it. My system does not divide. My politics, now when we talk about nationalism, divides along the lines of race, specifically because of the environment that I'm in. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's a dichotomy here. There's a paradigm shift. So I, as a human being, can actually see the divinity in people. However, I'm living in a society that doesn't necessarily see the divinity in me. So I can either keep my head in the clouds and be like, oh, you know, I'm divine and everyone's divine. Or I can actually adapt to the environment that I'm actually in and say, hang on a minute, what's going on here? And for me to adapt to the environment and analyze the environment that I'm in, I have chosen to be black nationalists based on the current system that we're in. Now, that was a choice based on me analyzing the environment. I analyzed the environment, and I said, okay, in this current system, the people that are called black people occupy the bottom of the socio-economic ladder. That is a fact. Statistically, we can go to all kinds of scientific data that show that. Okay, cool. I am part of those people. Though it doesn't mean I am at the bottom, right? Though but I am also part of the people that, you know, have that that experience. Okay, so that is the reason why I chose those politically. Now, individually, as a pantheist, like I would say, everyone's divine, or everything is divine to me. However, I live in a system that separates me from others. Do you get what I'm saying? So I can't live my head in the clouds, be like, no, everyone's love, everyone's love. It's like, no, not currently. it's not everyone's love. So, you know, I can't, you know, lie to myself. What did somebody say here? Are you willing to be a leader for such theologies? What do you mean? Actually living it is being a leader. Living that theology is being a leader in that theology. I would say living it would be a leader. Man like J Boogie, how we doing? Abrahamic religions, Ozolo says, Abrahamic religions are pure evil, in my opinion, all developed to control the unaware public. I would have to slightly agree with you. I'm not gonna lie. I would say that the deities, the godheads of these religions, display very narcissistic, megalomaniac behaviors. Okay, so I would probably agree with you there. You know, these people do not, these gods do not seem stable mentally. They don't. They say they're jealous. You know, it's like, yo, well, we know jealous is not a very positive emotion, is it? You know. So yeah, I would say I agree with you. Sarah Garvey, why don't you convert to Judaism just to really piss off the Muslims? Don't be silly. I've pissed them off already without converting to Judaism. Atheism is beautiful. Let love take over. Sarah, do you believe in the... No, I don't, actually. I don't believe in Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. Sarah, you are not at the bottom of the socio-economic ladder. This is a choice, not an infliction. Now, Samuel Sands, like I said, I myself as an individual, okay, I'm talking about collectively. Now, I myself as an individual may not be at the bottom of the socio-economic ladder. Do you understand? But collectively, black peoples occupy the bottom of the socio-economic ladder. So I can't separate myself from that group. It's just not what I've chosen to do. So, yeah, I hear you talking about me as an individual, that's fine. But the group collectively is. So, hi, you already know this, but some of the older lot won't mention names, try and slander you because they're jealous of your superior intellect. To speed the pro strong as a community. I don't think. Well, okay. My method to strengthen the social economic condition of black people is for black people to start owning some shit. Okay, that's the best way to strengthen yourself in this current system. People own shit nowadays. Okay, you know, whether it be businesses, land, resources, they own shit. So if you're in the business of not owning stuff, then you know you're going to put yourself at a disadvantage. Do you think there are strong black people in Islam like Sheikh and Juma? Doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter. I don't do this whole, oh yeah, but I don't do Abrahamic religion. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese. I just don't do Abrahamic religion. So I don't care about a black Muslim or a white one. I just don't Abrahamic religion in general, because the actual ideology of it goes against my pantheist view. You see, the ideology of the Abrahamic religions is I am right and everyone else is wrong, and we're going to give them an X. So X would be kafir, that X would be non-believer, that X would be pagan, that X would be heathen. All negative terms to refer to anyone that is not of that ideology. In my ideology, I don't have negative names for people that don't follow pantheism, because within pantheism, we just don't have those. Do you understand? There's a whole different ideology and psychology within my system. We don't feel the need to brand people with an X, to brand people with a negative connotation. To me, that shows weakness, and to me, that shows imperialism. Okay? If you think that your ideology is the best one for the whole of humankind, when we have now 8 billion people on the planet, if you think your one, right, is the right one for everyone, some one size fits all ideology for the whole world, then I'd say you're a fool. I'd really say you're a fool. You cannot have a one size fits all ideology model for the whole world. There are 8 billion people on the planet, you know, that have been raised in different environments, raised around different people, a different culture, all this kind of stuff. You think your religion or your way of life is gonna like just fit the whole of the world? No, that was stupid to believe that. You're actually stupid to believe that. I would question your logic. I would really question your logic if you think you can do that. Like, good luck on doing that, because it won't happen. It really won't happen. You're going to get pushback. That is why pantheists are not imperialists. You can't show me a pantheist religion that's attempted to conquer people in the name of their pantheist spiritual system, because they're not imperialists by nature. There's no teaching within pantheist religions that is, oh, the people of this religion are the best and all others are the worst, and they must have us. They must have our way of thinking. No, because pantheists aren't stupid. Pantheists aren't stupid enough to think that the whole world has to have their shit. Like, you know, I've got this car, right? If I now think the whole world has to have the same car, I'm an idiot. They're going to be people that want, I don't know, Ferraris. They're going to be people that want BMWs. They're going to be people that want whatever. But I'm going to think, I'm that fucking arrogant that I'm going to tell people, if you ain't got my car, you're no one. You're no one. But I think that I'm the one in the right. That to me is someone with a psychological problem, with delusions of grandeur, you know? I've got delusions of grandeur if I think, you know, that I'm going to try and change the whole world to want my car. It's not gonna fucking work. That's why they got different manufacturers out there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and shut down every single car manufacturer. Every single car manufacturer. So only my car is manufactured. Shut down Ferrari. Shut down Bugatti, shut down Volkswagen, shut down BMW, shut down Ford, shut down everything. And the only one that matters is my car. Sound like a crazy man, right? I sound like a madman, right? That's what I'm trying to say. That's why when it comes to Abrahamic theism, yeah, it's a bit crazy. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit crazy to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, I'm not that arrogant. Like, you can find me as an individual, I might have arrogance, right? You can find people that might have arrogance. But when you take on a system of arrogance, you're walking on very shaky ground, folks. Very shaky ground. A little bit hot in here. I'm actually starting to sweat, folks. Hang on 1 second. It's a sunny day. Like, is everyone enjoying it? What you're talking about is not just related to religion, political Stalinism, fascism, communism. I agree, witness at Speaker's Corner. I 100% agree, which is why I'm not either of those. I am not a fascist. I'm not a communist. I'm not Stalin. I don't follow Stalinism. Okay. So just right in my head. So yeah, that is not my system. Everyone's entitled to theirs. This is mine. But what do you think? It's a bit loud, right? People, men doing like building work and stuff. Shut up. Yeah. You know what, bro? How do these cat know what pantheism is, fam? On the definition of it. Don't understand that. Darren Jury says, do you believe in an afterlife? For me, like I said, in my system, there is no afterlife. Everything is just continuous, right? So all I'm doing now is transforming into something different, into something else. So I'm still existing, just in a different form. So there is no actual afterlife. There's no like paradise. There's no heaven. You know, I become worm meat. I become food for the worms, and the worms become food for the birds, and the birds become food for another bird of prey. Okay, I'm always going to exist in a different way, shape, or form. I'm just not in this form now. You know? So there is no afterlife. Do you think Tan is a legit racist? Hey! I think that's been overdone. I'm not talking about individuals today. Checking in, Sarah. What's good? Flatman J. How you gonna? No, I'm not gonna play that bullshit video. But who controls your energy? What do you mean who? You see, this is those questions that people superimpose things. Like just in the question, it's a loaded question. What do you mean who controls my energy? You're actually putting a who into the equation. What do you mean who? What do you mean who? Do you mean what? What is energy? Yeah, or what? You know, there's no who. You know, energy just is. There you go. Energy just is. What controls your energy? Energy does. What is it, Speaker's Corner? Energy does. That's it. That's the answer. I know people don't like the answer, but that's what it is. Like, energy does. Like, it just is, bro. Like, I don't really know what else to tell you. You know, I really don't know what else to tell you. Like, energy just is. How long has energy existed? Energy is continuous. How long is a piece of string? You know? As far as we know, energy, what does science say? Energy just transforms from one form to another. If something's consistently transforming from one form to another, how are you going to find the beginning of it? How long is a piece of string? How can you, like, where's the beginning of a circle? Like, I think infinite is just the infinite is like a concept that we've come up with just to describe some stuff, you know, that we don't like. Literally, like it just is. Like, that's the best way of me describing it. It just is, you know. Energy just is. So, you know, sometimes that answer suffices for people, and sometimes it doesn't. Do you really believe you talk to your ancestors, or is it just, what you say? Or is it just made up to react? No, I communicate with my ancestors all the time. It's meditation. You know, can I prove that to you? No. But, you know, when I meditate, You know, no, that's my experience when I meditate. I have conversations when I meditate. So I don't know what else you want me to tell. Like, I can't. You're gonna ask me to come out of that meditation and prove what I saw. It's not possible, and I know it's not possible. That's why it's a belief. You know, I cannot come out of that meditation and say, "Hey, there's something tangible from my meditation." Of course not. It's an individual experience that I'm having. So, you know. Yes, Nathaniel, I've read the bell curve. Why do people try and understand your thing from their box that they are in, says Melanated Goddess? I don't know, because we all got boxes that we're in, I guess, you know. We've all got boxes that we're in that we try and understand. So I guess the best way to stop people from boxing you in is to try to attempt to get them to see things from your box. However, that's not always possible. That's not always possible. You know, it's not always possible to get people to see things from your perspective. You know, we can see that in theism, right? We can see that in theism. So the Jewish person, the Muslim person, and the Christian person can't see it from each other's view. It tried for thousands of years, okay? They just can't do it. Sometimes it's just not possible for people to see things from your point of view. Okay, so they tried to do it, but like if they haven't like figured it out yet, right? Like who say they're gonna figure it out? I mean, they could take another 2,000 years to figure it out. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, it's taken like 2,000 years, and it's still at this point, still killing each other, still arguing. You know what I'm saying? Like, still plotting against one another. Like, it hasn't seemed to have changed, and the reason why it hasn't, as like I said before, because those ideologies, for me, from what I can see, are imperialist, megalomaniac, and violent at their root. Because the godhead of the godhead of these religions is a violent, megalomaniac imperialist. You know, Ty the other day on his show was upset at me because I said God's an arsehole. I'm like, yeah, well, he is, you know. Like, when you look at the book, I can read the book and surmise that this guy's an asshole. You know, I'm allowed to do that shit, you know. I'm just allowed to do that shit. Like, the guy's jealous, he wants to kill people, he wants to tell people what to do. Like, it's an asshole to me, you know. It's an asshole. So, I don't know why people can't, you know, grasp the fact that I could see that individual as an asshole, you know. Lemonade, how you doing? Sending love from Cyprus. Sending love right back, man. Sarah, I don't want you to die for them to miss you. I don't get what you mean, 413. True religion comes from ancestry. Islam, Judaism, and Christianity are sister religions, no matter how different their respective adherents claim they are. True. We are eternal and infinite. We are neither born nor do we ever die, says Shakata Singh. That's my kind of talk. You know what I'm saying? Ultra Funky says, sorry, I'm at work. You know, sorry, dude. Like, sorry. You know, I can't base my live streams around your work. It's funny, Sarah. I know you see things that Satan wishing on you. What? I don't understand. Satan is a concept in the Abrahamic faith. I mean, Satan is a concept. Let's say Satan or darkness or evil is a human concept based on which is as old as human beings, I guess. But Satan as an individual is from the Abrahamic religion. You know, throughout times, human beings have come to the conclusion that there are good energies and bad energies, right? Like, human beings have come to those kind of conclusions. You can go back to whatever ancient spiritual system you want and find that human beings have come to that kind of conclusion. But yeah, Satan, I don't know, like, I'm not down with Satan, man. Like, I don't know that dude. It's so funny that people try and push their narrative onto you, which is what I was saying earlier on about not seeing things from other people's narrative. Like, Satan literally does not exist to me. He doesn't exist. I don't know the dude. I've never met him. You know, me and him have never sat down to eat. I've never had a drink with a guy. I don't know Satan. You guys know Satan. You guys talk about him all the time. So you got, like, you go to Islam, Shaitan was in your nostrils. That means you know that dude. You know what I'm saying? You know that dude. Shaitan urinates in your ear. You know that dude, okay? I don't know no Shaitan, bro. I'm saying, like, that's not my guy. That's your lot's guy. So stop trying to superimpose guy, yeah, on me. I've never heard of that guy. Like, I've heard of him when you guys bring him up in your religion, but in my day-to-day life, I don't see no Satan, bro. Yeah? I don't see you, Satan. When you come back to finish what you started with, Ty, please don't run again. It's not about running. I think people need to understand the bigger picture when it comes to debating sometimes. Like, I'm at a point in my life where, come on, like, my debates have been on the internet to see. All of my speakers call debates on the internet to see. There's nothing that I haven't really covered. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that I haven't really covered. So sometimes when I get debating with someone, I'm like, is this something that I've already covered? Like, am I just going to repeat myself and go over and over stuff? And I just kind of think to myself, I can't be bothered. And people say, oh, Sarah's running. So it's like, I'm not running, bro. It's just like, I can't be bothered to do this again. Like, I've said what I said. I meant what I've said. I've given my reasons for doing it. I've given my reasons for saying it. Like, it's done. You know, it's not about running from somebody. Like, I've never ran from a debate. Like, you guys need to know, I've never actually ran from a debate. Like, the word run from a debate, or the phrase run from a debate, and Sarah should never be in the same sentence. It just shouldn't. Because I've never run from a debate. And you guys know this. I just get a little bit tired sometimes. Like, I'm just going to keep going round and round and shit. Like, I ain't got time. So, yeah. The God of the Bible did more evil than Satan. It's reverse psychology. I agree. Satan is probably a woman. If you say so. Did you just project Satan's gender? Since Satan is a human concept, what makes you think that your meditative experience is not also a human concept? Of course it is. I've said this. I don't understand. Like, it's my personal experience, so it's happening in my head, right? So it's my own personal experience. I said, I'm not even trying to prove to you what has happened in there, because I can't do it. Man, like Titans TV in the building, I can't prove it to you. So I don't know what you can't. I don't know what people don't get about that, you know. I don't know what people don't get about that. Like, it gets kind of frustrating to me that people don't understand. Like, if you had a dream, just say you had a dream, you can't convince people of your dream because they weren't there. All they got to do is just listen to what you say. Yeah, and in the dream this happened, and in the dream that happened, and in the dream this happened. And then you're like, oh, okay. If they say prove it, you can't prove it. So it's just your dream. That's all it is. It's just your dream. I'm not saying I can prove anything that happens within my meditation. I'm just saying that's my experience. You know? It's just that Satan and God are the same. It's up to you to show who you are within you. Yeah, if you want to look at it like that, Joe Rosario, yeah, Satan and God is in you, and God is Satan. When you look at the Abrahamic religion, God is actually Satan. I've told you, you can go to Sarah versus the Preacher on my channel, right? And I can show Isaiah 45:7, where God creates evil. God creates evil. People say that Satan is the father of evil. Now, how can Satan be the father of evil when God actually created evil? No, God is the father of evil. But because people have been taught something for so long, their brain will not compute Their brain will actually not compute that God is actually evil. It can't, they just don't. It's like, no, when you read the book, God created evil, bro. Like, everything comes from God too, which means God is not just good. God is also evil. You know? You are your faith in that. I literally said the one. Okay. Satan and God are the same. If God didn't create Satan, evil would never exist. There you go. Isaiah 45:7. Thank you, Ricardo Robinson. Thank you. Are you going to debate Uncle Ty? I just said, nah, I ain't got time for Ty. I love Ty though, as my brother. Like, Ty's cool. I haven't got a problem with Ty, but I ain't got time for a debate with Ty. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't got time. To me, it's like a pointless exercise. It just goes around and round. But I've got nothing but love for Uncle Ty. Are you gonna start podcasting? Yeah, maybe. Where'd you get your morality from? Did you get it from your ancestors when you meditate? Is that a silly question? Or no, I'll answer that. Moral compasses, okay, from what we can gather as human beings, moral compasses are made by human beings. There is no evidence that a quote-unquote moral compass comes from a divine source. Because if you are living in an environment, right, that is harsh, doesn't have much food, right? You're starving. Everyone's starving. Where do you think the moral compass is going to be? Where do you think the moral compass is going to be, bro? It's going to be every man for himself. That's the moral compass. Every man for himself. Not much food, okay? There's a lot of people there. So, what? Every man for himself? That's a moral compass, bro. Everyone's moral compass differs depending on the environment that they're in. It's actually called axiology. I've gone into this, before. Axiology is the study of human values or value. It's the study of value and what is valuable. Now we can get into human axiology and what human beings find valuable, and it's normally based on environmental factors. Normally. How good are you living? Everyone living good? Everyone's got abundance and everything? Everyone cool? Alright. What have I got to fight and scrape and scringe and war for? Everyone's got the same stuff. We're all good, bro. We're all living good. How you doing, bro? You a party coming over here? Coming over my house? Cool. Let's do this. Barbecue over my house, guys. Barbecue over my house. All right, next week, your house? All right, next week, your house. Everyone's living good. Everyone's living fantastic. What's to fight for? Now, let everyone be starving and see exactly what the moral compass is for everyone that's starving. It's probably a totally different moral compass. Yeah? It's a totally different moral compass. So if you don't understand that, we come to morals based on the social environment, okay, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, man. Sarah explaining himself to book followers is like hitting a brick wall. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's like explaining it to a brick wall sometimes, because they think morals must come from an all-seeing, all-knowing, all-powerful God, and no one can prove that. So I don't know what to tell you, man. Morals come from the society you live in, which gets it over time through trial and error. There you go, kinsman. There you go, mate. That's how you get morals. Not from some all-seeing God that says you shall not kill. Yeah, kind of knew that though, before you said that. Just think about it. Moses went up on a mountain and got a bloody tablet saying, "Thou shalt not kill." Well, duh. Moses already knew that, because before he got that, he was in Egypt and he killed one of Pharaoh's soldiers. And he ran. He ran. Why did he run? Because he knew he shouldn't kill. Okay, that's why he ran. He knew thou shalt not kill before he went up on a bloody mountain and was told, thou shalt not kill. Like, you've got 10 commandments to give to someone, and that's one of them. One of the most basic things that we already know as a human being. What about thou shalt not molest children? Where was that one? You know what I mean? Like, where was that one? What about... Are we live? Are we live? We're live again. Sorry. We're back. We're back. Yeah, back to 10 commandments. Child molestation wasn't on the list, you know. Rape, thou shalt not rape, that wasn't on the list, you know. Thou shalt not, you know, I don't know. I don't know, but, you know, for the fact that you're trying to give me something very basic, you know, thou shalt not kill, is like, we know this. You know, let's think about the children here. You know, let's protect children. Shalt not makes more sense, you know. Makes more sense. Yeah, you know, I can't ask, you know, other religions to get it. You know, I can't ask other religions to get it. But you know, if you need a book, God, to have morals, then your parents have failed you, says Dr. Killamar. I agree. I agree. It's like you need to be told, yeah, not to kill someone. It's like, all right, like where's your head at? Like, where's your head at if I need to tell you not to kill someone? Are you just a straight savage? Like, without this rule, you just be a fucking barbarian. You'll be a savage. You need to be told in a book that you're not supposed to kill someone. Yo, that's basic, bro. That's basic. That's like saying, wipe your ass after you take a shit. It's basic, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's basic. If you need a book to tell... Hang on. There is a book to tell you just how to wipe your ass. I just realized. There is... But yeah, I don't need a book to tell me not to kill someone or to honor my father and mother. Honor your father and mother because God said so. Well, dude, like, we were actually doing that before you actually came along and like said it. Do you know what I mean? Like, we know that, bro. You know, we know that, bro. But yeah, family, I'm gonna peace out.